Hey there, everybody. Welcome to the Mark Mo Show. I'm your host, Mark Maloney, and this is a pocket full of shells. And I am joined by my co-host and producer, Aiden Maloney. Aiden, good day to you, sir.
It is a good day indeed. A good day to you as well. It's a little bit of a rainy one here in the Midwest U.S., but you know what? Rain is good for plants, so I can't be mad about that.
It is. We've actually, parts of the Midwest have actually been under drought warning for a while. We just have not had the summer storms that we normally have. And then when we get them, they don't last very long, but they usually knock down trees and shit.
Right.
It's kind of whack this year for sure.
It's a little goofy for sure, but good to be here on the show per usual on this beautiful Saturday morning.
I would agree, for sure. And I also want to make mention that Aiden also has his own YouTube gaming channel. It's called Aiden Spelled the Right Way. He has new PC gaming content like GeoGuessr, which the most recent one is really funny. So you got to watch that one. GeoGuessr, Polybridge, Observation Duty, and more each and every week. What can people expect? I know you've been doing some GeoGuessr, you've been doing some Polybridge.
Yes, yeah, and of course it is spooky season, so yes. September and October really ramping up the horror games. I have several planned, perhaps some that we'll talk about with the While You Were Sleeping segment here in the near future. But yeah, very exciting horror games. Of course, Polybridge and GeoGuessr will continue. It's good to have long-running series like that,
yeah.
Especially considering that I can only go uphill, it's
that's right.
It's hard to do worse than bad. So
that is very true. That is very true. And I do have to say in this most recent one, and I can't remember exactly what the GeoGuessr map was titled, but I think it was like really simple, stupid maps or
the dumb test.
Like the dumb test.
Yeah.
And so the first one, to a place I've been to several times, drops Aiden in Vegas. And so he's right by the Vegas sign that you enter into Vegas where you're coming off the expressway. Most people from like the Los Angeles area. And then they take the road in, which then kind of goes into Las Vegas Boulevard, which is where all the casinos and resorts and all that kind of stuff are. So there's a sign that's kind of this iconic sign that people get their picture taken when they go to Vegas. And so GeoGuessr drops him at the sign. And I was like, wow, that really was pretty simple.
Right.
And then Aiden's kind of trying to get his bearings and figure out where he's at. Now, to Aiden's point, and you even mentioned it, you had never been there before.
Yeah.
So you're not like 100%. But like I have. So I'm sitting at home and I'm going, oh my God, dude. I'm like, you're just off the airport. McCarran is like right there. And then you picked out Mandalay. I'm like, oh, he's got it now. I'm like, he's got it. Now you ended up not being very far away.
Yeah.
But once you saw Mandalay, I thought you'd be like, oh, it's on the main drag or main strip or whatever. But the airport was also kind of a...
Yeah, I think I even mentioned, if I just took a second to think critically, I probably would have gotten a better score, but...
Well, yeah, you did that with Pisa, too.
That's true,
And to be fair, I knew Pisa was a place, but I wasn't specifically sure, where in the north it was.
I thought it was like a borough of Rome.
Yep.
I took an L.
and that's fair because the architecture it belongs.
Yeah.
It makes sense and it belongs, and so I get that. But, it was hilarious, and you were just like, Rome, and you just clicked. I'm like, no, keep looking. But see, that's the fun of those games, and I think that's why people love it, is because you just kind of immerse yourself into this journey you're taking in each and every game. So that's why it's a blast.
Yeah, it is very fun.
No doubt. But anyway, if you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, share, all that kind of good stuff. And by the way, if you like alt-rock and Irish punk music, tune into my radio show, which is called After Hours. Locally, it is Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Fridays was in the afternoon for drive time, but we moved it into the evening where, quite frankly, I think the show belongs anyway. So Fridays is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can find it at the stream at WVLP.org, and you can also find it at the TuneIn app on your handheld device. And it's a good music and a good time.
Damn right.
So definitely check that out. And I want to make mention, I don't mention this a lot, but I think I should, in that AK-219, which was Guys Being Dudes, which had a very, very nice run, was kind of hiatus, I guess is maybe the best word. Aiden did that show with a friend of his, and then he got lost or something. And so he never found his way back to the microphone, and so Aiden just kind of put it on the shelf for a bit. But then kind of had the idea, well, why don't we do kind of a collab style where we take all the gaming fun from Aiden Spelled the Right Way, and then kind of our hijinks and craziness from this show, and kind of just do a collab and do some games together and kind of revive AK-219. And we do what, we're 3 episodes in so far?
Yeah, it's a good time.
But it's a great time, and we've pretty much done GeoGuessr to this point. I'm sure we'll branch out and do some other things too, where we're able to really kind of utilize our dialogue and improv and all that kind of stuff, and hopefully give you a few laughs along the way. That's kind of the whole point. But I think it's been good so far.
It has been a good time.
Yeah, no doubt. So definitely check that out as well. So I had a different show planned for this week, to be completely honest, and I had a title for it and what we were going to talk about, and just to kind of foreshadowing, if you will, my Carpe DM is going to reflect a little bit of what that show is going to be. But this particular show came about with an event that happened this week, right? Warm, summer-like day in Valparaiso, Indiana. It's a beautiful day. And interrupted by the announcement that right-wing activist Charlie Kirk had been shot in Orem, Utah. And not long after that, another school shooting in Colorado, which hardly anyone talked about, and that just pisses me off anyway. But anyway, I mean, let's face it, if you're not going to ban guns when a bunch of little kids get shot in Connecticut, it's never going to happen.
Right.
That's just me. But anyway, I immediately thought of a song, right? Rally round your family with a pocket full of shells. Weapons not food, not homes, not shoes, not need. Just fill the war, cannibal animal. It's what it is. It's I'm really trying to keep myself under control for this particular show because it definitely hits home, and it just makes you think, Aiden, like, what's the tipping point? When is enough enough? And just maybe it's just our destiny to self-destruct, that people are so filled with ego and pride and we can't change an amendment even though it says amend, haha. You know, it's like that we're just bound to self-destruct. And that just may be the case. But Charlie Kirk once said having an armed citizenry comes with a price, and that is part of liberty. So for liberty, whatever the fuck that actually means anymore, is good. And if kids are being mowed down at school regularly, gangs shooting wildly in the streets of major cities, Americans attacking other Americans because of their sex or religion or political beliefs, is acceptable in the name of liberty. Sadly, more believe that than don't. And this is modern day America. We're much closer to GTA 5 than Little House on the Prairie. Let's face it. Many Americans are violent, brainwashed puppets, and straight up, these motherfuckers shouldn't have guns. But they do. There's a lot of them. More guns on the streets than there are actually human beings.
Right.
Which is crazy. But, you know, it's guns on the left, guns on the right, and I'm stuck in the middle with you. You're welcome for
That's
that.
good. That's good.
That's a pretty good one. You like
nice.
what I did there?
Yeah.
What I find amazing is the right in this country will say it isn't guns or the laws, but it's mental health. Yet time and time again, the Republican-controlled House and Senate vote down mental health initiatives. And they sure as shit don't vote. They vote against every effort to strengthen gun laws. It is the Wild West. But hey, it's the price of liberty and our precious amendment. Aiden, you remember the Hortmans?
The Hortmans.
The Hortmans. I know it kind of sounds like a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah.
But it's not. The Who is what most of you are probably saying. The Hortmans. She was a Democratic rep from the state of Minnesota. She was gunned down in her home along with her husband and her dog for being nothing but a Democrat. Remember all the outrage from the right? Remember? Anyone? Hello? Silence is the order of the day on gun crimes unless it happens to their own. When that happens, it's the quote-unquote libtard's fault. How the fuck is that even remotely true? Democrats want stronger gun laws, bans on assault weapons, and improved mental health care. But it's the blues' fault again? And what is sad is that the right is just much better selling that narrative than actually solving the everyday problems of American citizens. I know two things can be both true, right? So Kirk shooter should be condemned, arrested, prosecuted for this politically motivated murder, no question. Kirk was also an integral part of the neo-fascist propaganda machine that made political violence inevitable, wherever it is utilized. We can't solve the first problem without acknowledging the second.
True. Very true.
That's basic. People should be allowed to speak freely, provided they're not inciting a riot. I wonder what that was.
Interesting.
Yelling fire in a crowded room, preaching hate, any of that sort of stuff. However, remember, everyone is free to speak. Absolutely everyone. That's your right. However, you're not free from consequence of that speech. I think a lot of people forget that. You can tell your boss to fuck off. The consequence is you're probably going to get fired.
Right.
You can call your significant other names, fatso, jerk, whatever, but you do that enough, you're probably headed for divorce court. If you're a public figure and your words are incredibly powerful, and with every person you inspire, there are going to be those that will despise you for everything that comes out of your mouth. That, of course, circles back to the original problem, which is gun violence. Nothing shuts someone up faster than a bullet.
Very true.
It's Kennedy, Malcolm X,
Martin Luther King,
MLK. It goes on, right? Activists just being shot because it shuts them up.
Right.
Shuts them up, and what they hope for is that it kills the movement.
Yeah.
That's why they do it. So Kirk paid the ultimate price, and I do feel terrible for his wife and his kids. Those kids got to grow up. Those kids got to grow up in a digital age, right? Those kids got to grow up without a dad, which is going to be tough enough for them. But they grow up in a digital age where as they get older, they're going to see their dad shot in the fucking neck.
Right.
Those kids are not going to be right. I don't care what anybody says. And, they didn't deserve that. Even his wife didn't deserve that. But hey, all for liberty, right?
Right.
All for an amendment whose root word is amend, which means to change. If Congress wanted to do this shit, it could be fixed in short order. Thinking about amendments in our Constitution, do you honestly think Thomas and George and Ben and the rest of our forefathers could have imagined high-capacity semi-automatic weapons and sniper rifles and drones in cities of millions? No shot. All right, so that's a bad pun. That's bad host. But that is why the Constitution was designed the way it was designed. Bottom line, until the left and the right come together on this thing and decide that everyone should not own a gun, and the mentally ill people should have all the health care that they need, this will go on, and not just to the Kirk and Hortmans of the world. This will eventually touch all of us, if it hasn't already. Oh, and did I mention there was another school shooting?
Right.
All right, A, what do you got to say?
Well, I'm kind of in the same boat where I, of course, feel sorry for his wife and his children for the situation that they're now left with, without a spouse, without a father. But it's tough to talk about. We had a discussion similar to this during our conversation around Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Where, lines in the sand and whether or not to cross them. How best can you talk about someone that died when they were a piece of shit in life?
Correct.
Is there a proper way to do that? I mean, there's already people are being doxxed online for criticizing the late Charlie Kirk. People are being fired from their jobs from posting his tweets.
Right.
His tweets.
His words.
Yeah. Inciting people to go out and bail out the attackers of the Pelosi's. Now, I'm not a fan of the Pelosi's, but how is that not an act of violence?
That's dark.
That's
and
dark.
It is.
Yeah. And then minimizing the damage of school shootings. Across the country, hundreds of children die every year from school shootings.
Yep.
Mass killings across the country. And one of his entire life's missions, it seemed, was to minimize that, to simply make guns look better.
Right.
I mean, how ironic, really, that this all unfolds.
It really does, and I think some people have to take some responsibility for the things that happen. Once again, the shooting's terrible. I get it, and this kid should be buried under the jail. I get it. But at the same point, you have to go back and look at the bulk of his work, which includes telling black women that they're not smarter than the rest of us because they have a small brain, and telling people that if he walks onto an airplane and there's a black pilot, that he's thinking twice about whether he wants to get on this fucking plane because he's a DEI hire and he's not sure he's qualified to fly the damn plane. Getting angry at someone that was asking him a question. By the way, most of those people are planted in his audiences, by the way.
Right.
That an Asian American woman had asked him a question about something, and then he calls them debates, right? So he calls these things debates, but yet she pushed him on something, and he starts yelling, dives into the crowd, calls her a chink. He was not a good dude. And people are like, oh, Christian and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, I was born and raised Catholic, went to a Catholic high school, went to a Jesuit university, studied theology. I get the shit he's talking about, but there's the whole practice what you preach thing, and he was just not a good human being.
Right.
At all. And when he espouses all these things at all these quote-unquote debates that he has, someone's not going to be really happy with you at some point.
Right.
I'm shocked that someone hasn't tried to do something to him before now.
Right.
To be completely honest. And that goes for anybody, even the President of the United States, who he's not exactly trying to lower the temperature.
Right.
Instead, he's going the other way. And on Fox News recently, it might have been either this morning or yesterday, when they were like, hey, this thing between the far right and the far left's kind of getting out of hand and blah, blah. What do you plan to... I'm not going to do anything.
Right.
Like, none of it... He doesn't give a shit or whatever, however he phrased it. But it was like, you hear that, and I'm like... How can everybody in Washington, D.C. not hear that and be like, yeah, this guy's got to go?
Right. Right, because... And you saw how quickly the narrative changed, too, when they didn't know who the suspect was. Mm-hmm. Oh, this means civil war. We got to find whoever did this. And then it ends up being some far-right white kid, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, we got to pray for this guy. He was definitely troubled. Interesting. Interesting that changed your mind. I wonder who radicalized kids like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Charlie Kirk.
Right.
Steven Crowder.
Fuentes.
Nicholas Fuentes.
Yeah.
Ben Shapiro.
All those guys.
All of them. And Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Pedophile Donald Trump.
Right. Correct.
That's who's radicalizing these kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have alt-right, far-right infighting that causes these crazy righties to shoot other crazy righties.
Insane, right?
It's insane. And I'm supposed to feel bad?
Well, right, exactly.
I'm supposed to feel bad? No. I feel bad for the kid and the wife. I feel bad for all the children that die in school shootings. I don't fucking feel bad for Charlie Kirk.
No, and that's real. And I'm glad you said that, because at some point you're going to say stuff that's going to make someone angry enough to be like, nah, this guy's got to go. And you do whatever you have to do. Now, this kid that shot him, I guess, we're assuming that was the case, but his dad brought him to justice, so I'm guessing there's probably some legitimacy to all this. But I think his dad just did it because he didn't want to see his kid, quote-unquote, disappear.
Right.
And then, get shot in a garage in Dallas. Oh, that was the other guy.
Interesting.
Interesting how that works when you want to shut someone up. It's a bullet.
Yeah.
So... At any rate, this kid had been shooting a gun since he was a toddler. Like, it was a gun family.
Right.
And so many of us thought, wow, what a pro shot. And I still think that. I mean, that was just like, that's a pro shot. Oh, it wasn't head or center mass. I'm like, it was the jugular, dude. Like, he shot him in the jugular, which means he's going to bleed out before he gets any medical attention.
Right. And from what I've heard, it was a hunting rifle.
Yeah.
And what, you're in the middle of Utah. I mean, Utah, Montana, all those states out that way, it's full of hunters.
Right.
So it's a hunting rifle. With a kid growing up shooting guns, they're going to know how to kill their prey quickly.
Right. They're hitting...
That's what a hunter does.
They're hitting deer, moving towards them or away from them or whatever. Charlie Kirk's just sitting in a chair.
Right.
He's just sitting in a chair. That was easy pickings.
Yeah.
So, at any rate, yeah, man, I hear you. It's just... The temperature's got to come down, but it's, you know... To be able to look at it and blame the left is absolutely ridiculous. But the right is the one stoking all of these violent sound bites and fascist sayings and this and that and just anti-LGBTQ and anti-woman and anti-black and Hispanic and everything else. And at some point it comes to a head. As a matter of fact, in Chicago, an ICE agent got shot. Finally, someone decided, hey, I'm Mexican-American. They're probably at some point going to come with me. I'm going to strap up.
Right.
And the guy did. Now, that guy got killed, but he got a shot off.
Right.
And he shot one of the ICE agents for doing things that are unconstitutional.
Right.
No due process. At some point, the shit's going to come back and bite you.
Right. So, essentially, an agent with a mask on and no visible badge...
Correct.
Attempted to kidnap somebody, abduct somebody, and they got shot. And then they shot the dude who was constitutionally correct in defending himself.
Defending himself, correct.
Meaning the United States of America just killed a citizen.
Yes.
For following the law?
Right. Oh, they killed a citizen because he looked different than...
he wasn't a cracker. He wasn't a white dude.
Right. Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And as I said, this is the climate they've created through free speech. And I had a conversation briefly with a friend of mine, a guy who's a former Marine and everything. And I knew he'd probably have a little bit of a different take, which I'm sure he did, which he's entitled to. But in the same sense, I'm like, look, in a way, it's like one amendment is kind of opposing the other here. It's kind of conflicting because the thing that is called free speech is now creating an environment where those that own guns are now, hey, I got to shut up the guy who's practicing his free speech, utilizing my practice of gun ownership and being able to own a firearm in the United States.
Right.
Which, quite frankly, is a well-regulated militia. But hey, let's not get crazy. You know, let's not dive into the amendment thing and what it actually really means or meant at that time they wrote it.
Right.
That's the point. That could be another whole show, but we won't get into that. But it's where we're at.
Yeah,
it's where we're at, and it's right now. I don't think we have people serious enough in Washington D.C. to really want to fix these problems, which is a problem because it's going to end what the United States is and was.
Right.
It's going to change it dramatically. And I don't think there's people in Washington serious enough to fix it.
No, absolutely not.
And, you know, if you're out there and you're listening to this show and you are a U.S. representative, you are a senator, hell, you have a cabinet position, I don't give a shit, and you're sitting there and you're disagreeing with me, oh, we have serious people. Number one, bullshit. Number two, feel free. Reach out to us here. Hit us up in the DMs or the socials. I will have a conversation with you, and it won't be like a Charlie Kirk debate, and we won't have to duck. So let's have that conversation, because I'm telling you right now, if we had people in Washington serious enough, they would look at the gun problem, they would look at hate speech, they would look at all the stuff that's going on right now, and the shit would come to an end.
Right.
It would have to come to an end.
Yeah.
And we just don't have anyone serious enough to do it.
Nope. You know who was serious about it? Australia. They had one mass shooting.
That was it.
No more guns.
Yep.
No more guns. And you know what? It worked.
Mm-hmm.
No more guns. Okay, cool. Yeah, that mass shooting was pretty devastating. I nothing wrong with that. Only thing is, what, we average 100 plus mass shootings a year in the U.S. A year.
And I'll talk Australia was one. They're like, oh, all right then.
All right. Better get these guns out of these cunts' hands, all right?
Right, exactly. And here's the thing, Aiden. as parents, okay? As parents. Now, I'll speak growing up as a Gen X kid, right? You have a plastic gun, and you run around the house, and you're fucking with your sibling, as siblings do. And, right, so-and-so's picking on me, blah, blah, and you run around the house, all of a sudden, you reach back with your plastic gun, you bop your sister in the head. Sister starts crying, goes to mom. What happens 99% of the time? Just riddle me this, Batman. What happens 99% of the time? Parent takes that gun, hey, fucker. You're not getting that back.
Yeah, no more.
Go to your room. So not only do you have your plastic weapon confiscated, you're going to your room for a while.
Right.
So we went from that mentality as a parent raising your child to be like, nope. And that's how to kind of growing up. And now you're running the country. Oh, we can't take guns. Well, they're not using them right. But we can't take them.
Right.
You can. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Look at Trump. Was he at 400 or 500 executive orders now?
Right.
King Trump. You can do it if you want to. As I said, they're amendments, right? When this country's government thought, hey, people are really getting drunk, what did they do? They amended the Constitution. Said, nah, you fuckers.
Right.
Nope. We're going to do away with it. Now they eventually brought it back. But my point being in that example is they thought enough of it at the time to be like, nope, you guys are done with this shit. So why can't we look at that? And I'm not saying like overall ban of all guns, but at some point.
What's the breaking point?
What's the breaking point?
Right. Is there simply, there's too much money in guns, there's too much money in war, that the lives of school children, the life of Charlie Kirk, they just don't matter enough.
Correct.
There's too much money in guns and war, and maybe there is no breaking point. Maybe civil war or some global war is the inevitable outcome. But you know what? I'm not participating because it's not my fucking problem. No. And I've had friends that were able to get dual citizenship, and they're really as their kid finishes up high school. They're looking to leave. One in Ireland, one in Poland. I'm not sure Poland would be such a great option right now, but that's another show. Yeah. At any rate, I look at this, and that's a viable option. Yeah, just leaving.
Look, I got a friend in Canada. I'm sure I could work out a thing to get there. I can go to Ireland and get my citizenship. And we've talked about this, and I've had numerous people ask me, why haven't you done this yet?
Right.
And I think next year that's kind of part of the plan, is to take steps in that process, because if we're not serious about solving problems, they're just going to get worse, and I don't want to be around for that.
Right.
And so if I can go to Ireland and get my citizenship, and then if any of my kids want to get over there, I can help them in that process, then that's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. But at any rate, that's it's kind of a buzzkill kind of opening to the show, as we have sometimes. But I think we just deal with real shit and we just talk about it sometimes. Yeah. And if we can kind of be tongue in cheek and be a little bit funny with it, we try to be. But I think this is enough where this type of shit it riles me up. I know it riles Aiden up. And I think it's just worth talking about.
Right.
And once again, I know there's people out there that give a shit. I do know this. I think there's way too many people that are probably brainwashed anymore.
Right.
Through either Fox News or Breitbart or whatever they get brainwashed
or the aforementioned podcasters.
The podcasters that we've talked about that are really creating this climate where there's no turning back. There's even people that have said, the Pacific states are talking about seceding, and Washington, Oregon, and California, and I guess now Hawaii kind of just doing their own thing and becoming Pacifica or whatever that is. There's also been memes out there talking about the Republic of New England and all the New England states breaking off and doing their own thing. So at some point, maybe it's not that this place self-destructs and turns into a big civil war. Maybe it's just there's no more United States.
Right.
Maybe this becomes 4 or 5 or 6 different countries. And that's probably more realistic than an all-out bloody bath.
Yeah.
But I think that's just the way it looks right now.
Yeah.
And maybe not in my lifetime, but it's certainly moving in that direction.
Yeah, and that might be the only peaceful option.
It might be.
It might, because you can't vote your way out of fascism. Mm-mm. That's not how that works.
Nope.
So, I mean, I wouldn't blame any of those states if they secede. If they can make it work, that's kind of the peaceful way out, just to be like, you know what?
We'll just do our own thing.
USA, you do your own thing. We're going to just be a different country.
Yeah.
And maybe I would want to move to that country.
Maybe.
Maybe I would. But you know what? There's one good thing that comes out of this. I'm sure the CEOs of Lockheed Martin and Sig Sauer and Boeing are doing totally fine.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
I'm sure the shareholders are very happy.
Sitting on a mountain of cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Over a mountain of dead bodies.
Yeah. I don't think the NRA is losing sleep today.
No.
But anyway, as I said, it frustrates us. I know it frustrates you guys. This is just our opportunity to vent a little bit and talk about it and get that discussion going. And, as I said, I don't think there's anybody serious enough to really want to do anything. We had a serious guy. Oh, God, what was it, 2016 now? A guy that kind of wanted to make change.
Right.
And his own people turned against him, and that didn't end up happening. And I swore that the day that happened, I'm like, this country's over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We both called it.
This country's over.
Yep.
When, they essentially, quite frankly, and I've said this to people, I'm not a Hillary fan. I'm not even a really big Bill Clinton fan. I think the guy's a scumbag. Plus, I think that's why some Democrats aren't really stoked about... Oh, by the way, Epstein files.
Yeah.
I don't think they're really stoked about that because I think Bill Clinton, just like Trump, I think he's all over this shit.
Oh, yeah.
So I know for a fact that's why they don't. There's a lot of billionaires on this shit. So naturally, people don't want that.
People in power don't want it released.
They don't want it released. Here's the fun thing. Information is information. And just because you think you have and own everything, you don't. I think it was Canada that just released a bunch of emails that Epstein had, and apparently England's got a bunch of stuff, and they just fired... They fired... God, who was it? The UK or England had like a diplomat or something. They were like, nope, you're out of here, because they knew he was in it. And so I'm trusting in other countries to make that part right.
Right.
I really am. And just release what you got. If that dude with that funny mask that has his little dark podcast, Anonymous.
Anonymous, yeah.
Yeah, if he wants to get on there and what are you waiting for? If you think you got something, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. I mean, he's been really good at, or she, I don't know who Anonymous is, right? So they've been really good at releasing a lot of interesting information, but this would be the biggest bit of information in history.
The troubling part is, too, what would it change? We have the letter that Donald Trump wrote to Jeffrey Epstein
right.
on his birthday.
On his birthday.
Oh, that's fake. That's not real. That can't be.
It is.
It blows my fucking mind. You shows were all fucking excited.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Donald Trump's the dude that's going to release the Epstein files. We're going to get rid of this pedophile ring. We had a whole episode about that. We have the letter now, and you're all denying it.
Yep.
At what point do you take a second to be introspective and think, oh my God, I might be in a cult? At what point?
Right, yeah.
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
At least if they were released, we would all, with functioning brain cells, we would all have the list and know for sure who's on it.
Oh, yeah. And I think we already have an idea of many of these people that are on it.
Right.
I really do. And all the women spoke up at Washington, D.C. What was that, a couple weeks ago now? And they stood up and they spoke. And all of them together collectively can put enough information together to really fuck with a lot of people.
Right.
And I think they need to do that. Oh, by the way, did you notice that during their little press conference that there was a flyby?
Yeah, yep.
To drown them out or whatever.
Yeah.
And they just waited. They just oh, hold on.
Yeah.
And they just waited for the planes to... Oh, man. That petty fucker.
Yep.
But, it's always my hope that bad people get what they have coming to them. Once again, not that I'm advocating someone being shot in the throat. I'm just talking about justice in general.
Right.
But once again, that's corrupt too. So
maybe all it's going to take is a little bit of liberty.
That's the best way to end it. I love it. Well done. Let's take a quick break here. And I promise we're going to start having a little bit of fun. We're going to come back with Carpe Diem. All right, we're back, everybody, and let's lighten the mood. Let's bring that temperature down, shall we? And let's jump into some Carpe Diem. Mine's a little different this week, although I do have one from a regular, which I guess I'll just throw out there now. Is from Stoner Stanley.
Our boy Stoner
Stanley, who said, "Hey, Momo and Alan, they shot Captain Kirk. So sad am I."
Oh, man. Not Captain Kirk.
No, wrong one, buddy.
You're probably watching that Star Trek too much. What do they call it?
Yeah. I don't know. It is Star
Trek.
It's people trekking. Stoner, you're the best, my guy.
He's our lad.
Oh, he is. Now, I'm doing something a little different this week, and I started collecting these early in the week, as I said, when the show was going to kind of go a different direction, which the direction was Trump having the quote-unquote Department of War.
Right.
Yeah,
fucking goofy ass.
Win that Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
The Department of War, and then saying he was going to invade Chicago, have these Apocalypse Now memes with him like sitting there and helicopters flying into the city. By the way, I've seen military helicopters over Valpo.
Oh, yeah.
Like the last 3 days. It's been freaking stupid. Anyway, so him kind of doing this whole thing has been really crazy. And it boggled my mind in a way. And I have so many DMs here, and I'll fly through them as quickly as I can. But it's really amazing just everybody's thoughts across America when he decided to pick on Chicago of all places.
Right.
It's like,
you in the wrong place, fool.
Oh, buddy.
In the wrong
like,
spot.
There's a reason why so many of these dystopian novels and shows and stuff like this always picture Chicago as that last standing bastion of freedom that flips up their middle fingers and says, "Bring it, bitch."
Yeah.
Because that's Chicago. That's like Chicago is a reflection of those, blue collar, we're working hard, we're just trying to live a good life, Midwesterners that like when it comes around to fucking with them, we all band together and kind of go, no, that's not gonna happen. And I love it. Like literally all of the street gangs in Chicago are like, okay, all right, bring it.
Yeah, temporary truce, boys.
Yeah, and I think any country that would ever invade the United States really doesn't know what they'd have coming to them when they would go into, say, like inner city LA or Chicago or New York. Gangs would fuck them up.
Oh, yeah.
Would just mess them up. And so, like, I look at this and I'm like, what's his play? Because I don't get it. It's like, Chicago hellhole is a big word that he uses. Chicago's a hellhole. Chicago's a hellhole, and it's terrible, and it's the most violent place on earth. Yet there's this little Trump building, just sits pretty. And how much are they charging per night?
Right.
For a war-torn hellhole?
Yeah.
Give me a freaking break, dude.
Also, it takes one Google search to find very thorough studies showing the more dangerous cities of, Baltimore, Memphis,
St. Louis.
I mean, the list goes on. Chicago's not even in the top 10.
20. I think they're just outside that. I think per capita, they're like number 23 or 22. Yeah. Which isn't great. You don't want... but the violent crime's been down in Chicago for a bit. So they're moving in the right direction.
Yeah. I think what pisses Trump off is the fact that it's just this true Midwestern melting pot. Illinois and Minnesota kind of being those last blue bastions in the Midwest.
Yeah.
And you just got to pick on them. And you know what? It's not going to pan out.
It's not going to pan out because I'll tell you what, as many differences as we have with our neighbors. Sometimes political, but mostly in comically, really, it's like sports teams, right?
Yeah.
The Brewers, the White Sox, the Cubs, the Packers and Viking, like, but that's it.
Right.
Like, it's just these friendly rivalries normally. And here, I'll just start with Potty Mouth Pollyanna.
Oh.
And she says, I'm in Wisconsin. Chicago is like family. I can say all sorts of shit about them, but you don't get to fuck with my family. I love that.
My man.
Morgan Finley King says, as night falls on Chicago, motorcycle clubs join in preparation to resist an invasion.
That's awesome.
I saw the pictures. They were outside of some bar on the north or northwest side. Hundreds of bikes from motor clubs. I'm like, dude doesn't know. and then in some cases, ICE is kind of going into the city, and not only are people resisting them, but the CPD is alongside the people. Like, nope. Now I'll police them. You don't get to police them. And it's when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, if CPD stand with the people, you guys best just leave.
Yeah,
you should go. Sanja Abdul says, I'm so proud to see Chicago showing up in this pivotal moment in U.S. history. When I first moved to the U.S. in 2009, Chicago made me feel so welcome. It was easy to fall in love with the city. I'm so grateful Chicago was my first experience into the United States as a country.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that amazing?
That is really nice.
Nate Morris, fuck ICE, fuck Trump. Y'all are about to learn, don't fuck with Chicago.
Eloquently put.
Eloquently put. Tracy Searing, Detroit stands with Chicago. We fight here. You fight there. Together we're louder. Drop your city.
Huge.
P Supermarket. PSA, all Chicago residents who are currently armed, remember this is literally what the Second Amendment is for. Mm-hmm. We are the militia.
Yep. Real 2A people stand up.
Yep. Design me super fine. All right. J.B. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Johnson are a two-man Department of Deep Dish Resistance. Inspiring. I love that.
I was just about to mention, too, the combo of Pritzker and Johnson, kind of like hands off, don't fuck with us.
Yes.
But the way they just put it is hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Department of Deep Dish
Resistance. Oh, that's amazing. Just Sue says, Chicago, Detroit stands with you, Great Lakes strong.
True.
Picky Our Potions says, Chicago, Michigan is with you, Midwest strong. Powers Matthew says, that's not how Chicago does things. From the Haymarket Affair to the 1960s Dem Convention to a million other things, Chicago fights.
True. This is very true.
I'm Katie High. Remember in Handmaid's Tale how Chicago refused to give in to Gilead? Yep. Keep fighting, Chicago. Julius Skim 55. I was born in Chicago, even though I live in Milwaukee now. Chicago will always be my hometown. I think like a Chicagoan. I talk like a Chicagoan. I don't take shit like a Chicagoan. Trump doesn't know what he's fucking with.
True. Very true.
Violet Minx. I grew up outside of Chicago. I know that he has no idea what can of worms he just opened. Give him hell, Chicago. There's one of the Space Needle. You'll like that one. Seattle stands with Chicago from True Blue Images.
My man.
Yep. The Flying Brian. Divided by sports teams, united against fascism. Give him hell, Chicago. Signed a Wisconsinite. Brooke talks politics. Watching the Chicago PD march alongside the people of Chicago who were out protesting healed a part of my soul.
Yeah.
That was pretty great. Jen Couts says, Chicago, we are watching and supporting you in New Jersey. Stay strong. You got this. GG Grandma 96. Oh, yeah, bringing it. Let's go, Grandma. Stay strong, Chicago. Even Packer fans are pulling for you. That's pretty great. Catrice 4, I love how the whole Midwest is like, not Chicago, motherfucker.
So true.
Yeah. Well, once again, like we talked about, like, you know, portions of this country, like, blocking, like, I could totally see the Midwest doing their own thing and Chicago being the capital. I could totally 100% see that. Let's see if I got a couple more here. I do. Love After the Taste. The Chicago police are marching with the protesters to stand for their city and their community against an illegal occupation by a fascist authoritarian. I hope the NYPD is taking notes.
True.
Stray Tabby. Chicago is out here earning a 5th star for their flag. I'm so proud of my city. That's awesome. Yep, I got 2 more here. Chimp Knolls. I love what Chicago is doing, but comparing it to the response in LA isn't helpful. The city of Los Angeles is twice the size in land of Chicago, and what folks think of as LA isn't just the city, it's a collection of cities, which is true.
This is true, yeah.
Which is about 20 times larger. Well, I don't know about 20 times, but it's larger. It's also very decentralized here, so bringing downtown to a standstill would be unnoticeable to most of the greater LA area. Plus, we don't have salt trucks. I like that.
Yeah.
That's funny. And last but not least, I have never had Chicago on my list. This is from a Canadian, Sue Miss Viv. I have never had Chicago on my list of cities to visit until yesterday. If one day the dust settles and Canadians feel good about returning to the U.S., Chicago will be the first city I choose to explore. The people of Chicago have seduced me with their courage.
Very well put. That's awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was kind of originally going to be the show where we focused on Chicago and what was going on. But I had such a great collection of DMs from that. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I still have to make this part.
Right.
It's just too good.
Oh, I guess it's my turn.
It is your turn.
My people did not get the message about talking about Chicago.
That's okay.
My first DM here is from Pants McGee. Asking, would you rather get $1 million or have absolute mastery of any skill of your choosing?
$1 million.
1 million big ones.
Not life changing, but definitely puts you in a good retirement position.
Right. Absolute mastery of any skill of my choosing. That would be nice. Don't get me wrong.
Because what if the mastery of that skill provides you with a hell of a lot more than $1 million? What if the mastery of the skill I choose is bank robbing?
Yeah, exactly. Then we're looking at a little bit more than that,
A little bit more than $1 million, so...
Yeah, I mean, if I were to go that route, I don't know what I would pick, though. You know, because I have a lot of hobbies I really love to do. You know, playing piano, learning guitar, chess. I mean, there's a bunch of things I would love to be better at, but does choosing absolute mastery of one of those skills take the fun away from the journey? You know?
True.
And $1 million is $1 million, so I think I'll have to go with $1 million.
Yeah, that's true. And plus, if you have that $1 million, who's to say you can't buy yourself a little extra time and teaching whatever to improve whatever skill you want to improve.
This is true. Because there's a reason why, you know, ultra wealthy people don't go into the trades. They don't get a CDL. You know, they don't go in to work at the steel mills, right?
They don't. Yeah.
They go into the arts because that's what humans love to do.
Right.
Is be creative. If you have the money, you can just go do that.
Yeah. That's true. That's good. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like the bank robbing thing.
That is a fun idea.
I think I might just do that.
The world's greatest criminal. That's
exactly Ocean's 15 right here, bitch. 14 or 27, whatever they're on.
Like Ocean's 31 with how good I am. Crippy Grew, our boy, if you were an action movie villain, how would you want to die?
Ooh, action movie villain.
That's a fun thought experiment. Because I'm thinking, I have two I would want to go with. Like, if it's an action comedy, like The Other Guys type style,
right?
I would just want a fridge dropped on me from like a really tall, like straight out of Looney Tunes.
Yeah,
just like a fridge suspended on the edge of the building. Like I'm holding like a bomb trigger detonator, and I'm like going on my monologue tirade, and then the fridge just falls on me. That could be a fun one. If it's more of like a serious movie, like if I'm the bad guy in like what are those Denzel Washington movies? Equalizer. If I'm like a bad guy in like Equalizer 4, I I think I would want to be sniped. Not to get like too meta, like
Right.
what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that'd be cool. Like maybe I steal like the protagonist's partner and I'm like monologuing while like having a gun to their head and then just like pew, from 2,000 yards away.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh. I like the fridge idea, though.
The fridge idea
like
is
the
fun.
fridge just falls, and you're under it somewhere, and all of a sudden this roadrunner comes out of nowhere, looks at the camera, goes meep meep, and then just takes off. Yeah, I like that. No, for me, I think it would be that heroic moment where there's this guy, and he just seems so imposing that he can't be defeated. And in that moment, you're like bleeding out, and you're just struggling, and you like grab him by his lapel or whatever, and you pull him in, and you have a little button in your hand, and you're like, "Bye, bitch," and you push it, and you're both just smeared.
Yep.
But I think like that would be pretty epic.
That is pretty good. Mm-hmm. I like that. Don't take our ideas, Hollywood. We're already trademarking them.
Yes, exactly. Especially the one with that Roadrunner. That just came right out of my head.
Exactly, yeah. We just thought of that right now.
We did.
Final DM I got here. Dr. Salt. What surprises you most about the human body?
Well, first off, I love that your name is Dr. Salt. Salt saves lives. Remember that.
It's a good electrolyte.
It really is.
I think Dr. Pepper was taken.
I think so. God, trademarks.
Bastards. What always confused me is the appendix.
That it's just kind of there.
It's just kind of there. Like I haven't done enough research, of course, to really learn evolutionarily what it used to do. I don't even know if scientists really know. But it's just there, and then there's like a 1 in 10 chance that at some point in your life your appendix just gets mad at you and explodes and tries to kill you. Why does it do that?
Why?
Why is it there? How have we not evolved just getting rid of it? There's just extra cells.
Right. At what point does our human body go, oh, wait, what's happening?
We don't need
what is
that.
But it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second thing that gets me is hiccups. There is no reason for hiccups to occur. Scientists don't know why hiccups occur, and we don't know how to stop them from occurring.
Nope.
Why do we do that?
It is.
It's also irritating.
It's also irritating.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't want to get deep here, but how we're able to use stem cells to repair us in later life as it comes to joints, body parts, things in our body that are breaking down, and then miraculously insert the stem cells, and you're like that's all better. But all stem cells come from the human body, so why can't we just fix ourselves?
Right.
How is it that like we possess that, but yet we need injections of stem cells to fix it?
Right.
I don't understand how we, and granted, I know we all have a shelf life at some point anyway, but if humans are to continue to evolve, I'm assuming that also includes the age of human beings, that at some point humans are routinely going to live to be 90 and 100 years old. Although I see death certificates all the time in my job. People are dying at 67 and 72 and 81. And so at some point it's like, okay, some humans are breaking down faster than others. This is interesting. Some is genetic, some isn't, some might be environmental. But how is it that our body can't just go, oh man, this is getting kind of fucked up. Let me fix that.
Right.
Like, how is it this marvel of engineering, human engineering, doesn't find a way for self-repair at some point?
Right.
Look, I understand a gun wound, you can't, like, the body's not going to go, oh, shit, let's go stitch this. I mean, I understand
we're not the Wolverine.
It doesn't work right.
Yeah.
Too bad about that.
Yeah.
So I understand the human body doesn't work that way. But, like, when we start to get a bad cold, like, a lot of times I'm surprised the human body just doesn't go, all right, well, we know what it takes to combat this. Let's combat that.
Right. And, like, why... Like, the immune system is a fascinating point to bring up, too. Is, like, why is the immune system so inefficient at times? Like, why
Correct.
Is one of the first thoughts of the immune system is like, okay, fire this dude up. You know, let's get up to 104 degrees and see if that works. It's like, well, isn't there a better idea?
That's their better idea because I'm dying right now. Right.
Or, like, the immune response for people that have, like, peanut allergies or something, where it's clearly not a dangerous thing, but then the immune response is, well, it's a peanut, I better kill myself.
Right,
It's like,
exactly.
whoa, guys, calm down. This makes no sense. Can we think about this for a second?
Right. I mean, like you think, like for me, it's like a blood loss thing. So I go in and get like a finger pricked, for example, for a medical test, something along those lines, and I get dizzy. And if I have to have an actual blood draw, which I did when I had to do this consulting management gig for a hospital in Florida, they're like, okay, you have to take all these tests because you're going to be in a hospital sometimes. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. And one of them was a blood draw, not a blood prick. It was actually a vial of blood. And so I got in there. I started having cold sweats walking down the hallway, going to it, like knowing what was going to happen. So I went in there. The guy's like, wow, you look kind of pale. You feel okay? And you're sweating. I'm like, oh, I'm going to pass out. So I should probably lay down while you do this. He's like, oh, this is just a vial. I'm like, oh, that doesn't matter. Right. Because my brain, the second you put that in and blood starts coming out, my brain goes, Mayday, Mayday, brr, 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 and starts freaking out like blood loss is like a big thing.
Right.
And so I don't know why my body operates that way, but it does.
I get that sometimes too. I think I've donated thrice to the Red Cross, and the last time I went was like bad. It got bad. Like usually I'll get dizzy and I'll be like, wow, this is really uncomfortable. I made the mistake.
Uh-oh.
The last time I went, I made the mistake of like, okay, I'm strong. I'm sure if I just look at it and rationalize it, it'll be good. I'll be fine.
Yep.
And I looked at it, and I was like, oh, no. And the nurse was like, oh, God. And I was like, I don't feel so good.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's...
Bad decision.
It is a bad decision. But that is an interesting DM and an interesting thought.
Yeah.
But body, if you're listening, do better.
Right. And on your point, too, I wanted to circle back around to this also. When you're talking about stem cells, like, why don't we just make more or pharmaceutically find a way to produce
replicate
more? Because we can do that for other things, right? Like in like weightlifting, you've got substances like creatine, which I believe frees up and creates more like ATP molecules, which helps with like muscle building and things like that. How do we not have something that's like food for stem cells? Make more stem cells. What, like, that should exist, right?
Right, exactly. Some sort of supplement food, something like that says, hey, instead of having to go through a full knee replacement when you're 60 years old, hey, how about let's just regenerate that cartilage and tissue that's down in your knee?
Right.
And like it should be easier, I think.
Yeah, very strange. That was my last
That
DM.
was your last one. All right. Well, those are our Carpe DMs, as we always say. Hit us up in the socials, engagement. We love it. Shoot your DMs our way, and we are happy to talk about them and you in the Carpe Diem segment. This now goes to the other foods, something Aiden does each and every week, where he scours the globe. No, really, he's got a little globe in the studio, and he just scours it every day.
I looked very closely.
I saw that once. Once.
I only allow it once.
Just one time. But at any rate, he finds some very interesting dishes from around the world. And when I mean interesting, I don't mean like, wow, how interesting. I want to try that. It's more like, how interesting. I hope I never encounter or smell that ever.
Right.
So what do you have for us this week, Aiden?
Well, the other foods, I kind of like this trend I accidentally started. So the other week, I just went to the country of Brazil.
Ooh.
I went to the country of Brazil, and I found a couple dishes there that sound foul. Mm-hmm. And I figure I'll continue the trend.
I love that.
I'm going to a new country. It's called Finland.
Oh well, yeah.
Finland. So I have a couple dishes here that just sound fairly foul. Out of the great country of Finland, at least they have healthcare. These are bloodpalt.
Oh, okay.
They're supposed to be dumplings, made in Finland. Your main ingredients would be some type of wheat flour, rye flour, and then you have reindeer's blood.
Ah.
Well, traditionally reindeer's blood. You could also use pig's blood. They get a little adventurous in Finland. So, bloodpalt, traditionally associated with the northern parts of Sweden and the Finnish Lapland. Bloodpalt are nutritious dark brown dumplings prepared with rye or barley flour and animal's blood. Traditionally made with reindeer's blood, although today they appear in numerous regional varieties, which employ blood of various animals, different spices, and occasionally mashed potatoes. I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds similar. Like, what do they call, like, blood sausage or some?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that, or blood pudding, whatever they do in the UK, whatever they eat, piss and shit. So similar to that, still sounds foul.
Oh, for sure.
And the second one out of Finland I found was Finnish barley sausage.
Okay.
That doesn't sound
Doesn't
so bad.
sound terrible, right?
It doesn't sound bad at all. I'll try to pronounce what they call it. Rainimakara.
Okay.
You give it a try.
Rainimakara?
Rainimakara?
Yeah.
Beats me. It's made with barley, pork, lard, potato flour, and pork offal. And we've heard the term offal before.
Oh, no.
It essentially means the eyes, the intestines, the organs.
Parts.
The head, yeah, the parts. The pork offal, which kind of sounds like awful pork. Let's fucking go. Let's go. That was pretty clean.
That's clean.
But yeah, it's like they were so close to just making good sausage, and then they just put pork offal in there. It's like you could have just left the intestines and eyeballs and organs out of the equation.
Sure.
And it'd have been fine. But no, we'll put brain and brain and sinews and nasty shit in the sausage because, hey, we're Finland.
Because we're Finland. Oh,
because
God.
we're Finland, so...
Oh, God.
Yep, I've bullied Brazil, now I've bullied Finland. No country out there is safe.
No country is safe. But let's face it, they're doing it to themselves.
They're doing it to their own taste buds.
Oh, God. That's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. Finland, do better.
You only get one life. Why are you spoiling it with pork offal?
With pork offal and blood
dumplings.
Oh,
reindeer blood.
That's gross, man. And never once did I watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and be like, you know what I want right now?
I could make a dumpling with that.
I wonder if he'd give me some of his blood. Just wondering. Just curious. Oh my God. Well, we kind of turn the corner here and we stick with food, but I do the Fry Guy Fry review every week. Sometimes we do on the macro, sometimes the micro, and what I mean by that is sometimes it's McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's, sometimes it's local spots, because you just never know who's going to have the best fry.
This is very true.
So in the Chicago area, and by that I mean Chicago, its suburbs, Northwest Indiana, all that. Chicagoland, if you will. There's a little thing called Italian beef.
My man.
And it's excellent. One of the best sandwiches in the country, if not the best sandwich in the country, to be fair. And so this one place called Buona Beef, I think is in that top tier of Italian beef sandwiches. Might have to do a tier list on that one day.
That'd be fun. Definitely top 5, sure.
That'd be fun. We might have to do show sampling at the time. Might have to do that. At any rate, so Buona is one of the top tier beef places. And one day I was there and I thought, why not throw their fry into the mix, if you will. And so the fry that they have there, always hot. I've never had an issue with them being hot or under or overdone. They're always kind of on point that way. And they're an interesting fry. They're not crinkle cut, which I've been... Full disclosure, as a Fry Guy Fry reviewer, that crinkle is kind of on the lower end for me.
Subpar. Yeah.
Crinkle cut and the steak fries are kind of a little bit lower end for me. But this one is kind of different in that it is along a McDonald's or a Wendy's, but they're a little bit thicker. They're a little bit thicker of a shoestring, do we want to call it, or fast food fry, or however you want to talk about that, but it's a little bit thicker cut of that type of fry, and it is good. It's tasty. It's hot. I don't think they use salt because every time I get them, you need ketchup or salt.
Right.
So there is that. Now, are there fries you can eat sometimes that have low to no sodium that you're like, man, that's just a good fry? Yes. This one is like when I eat it, I know it's hot and I know it's fresh, but I don't get a taste I don't need salt or just a pinch. I need salt.
Yeah.
I need salt on this French fry. But once you do, it's a good French fry. So I kind of I'm waffling a little bit. And I wanted to get them in the 8s, but I think 7.9 is still
7.9.
a good score for that particular fry. So that's where I'm going to put Buona. I'm going to put them at a 7.9.
Very respectable.
I think so.
Yeah.
As I said, it's not a bad fry. I just feel for it to kind of get up into that next level, you got to dress it up.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Right.
You know, but not bad. Not bad. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, you just made the list, and this one should be kind of fun, especially for Aiden, because this is really in his wheelhouse as far as like when he grew up. We're going to talk about the worst songs of the 2000s coming up. All right, we are back, and it is time for You Just Made the List here on the Mark Mo Show podcast. I'm your host, Mark Maloney, along with my co-host and producer, Aiden Maloney. And we do a top 10 list called You Just Made the List every week. It is 10 through 2 with our number 1 big reveal. And let's see, the rules. Oh, look at that. We do have a rule.
Oh, no.
We do, yep. It is that there are no rules.
Oh, thank God.
Whew. Yeah. I know you're freaking just for a minute. You
Had me worried.
Yeah, this whole show's kind of kept us on our toes a little bit. But no rules. No rules. So we are good to go. And this week, worst songs of the 2000s.
How very fun.
I have a radio show. I've been doing radio at WVLP and Valpo for 8 years. And we've had shows. Now, if you've ever seen like Mystery Science Theater, little robots, and they make fun of really bad movies, we had a couple of shows where we did the radio version of that, and we made fun of some really bad music. And I love those shows. Those shows were great because we have the volume of the music, but we keep it just a notch low so that we can keep the hot mics and interact with that music as it's being played. I think that went over very well. This is kind of that in a way. But I thought, we've bagged on the 70s enough. And I thought, when the 90s ended and we got into the 2000s, there was some whack music. There was some great music as part of that decade, but some whack music too. So I'm interested to see what Aiden has for us this week.
Alrighty. I'll run my 10 through 2.
Okay.
Save the big number 1 reveal. Probably going to hear some terrible songs here to reminisce on. Number 10, With Arms Wide Open by Creed.
Arms wide open. That's all I get.
Can't get content ID.
No.
What were we thinking there, Creed?
Nah.
Number 9, Crank That by Soulja Boy.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Remember the old Soulja Boy days?
I do. I do, indeed.
Number 8, All Summer Long by Kid Rock.
Oh, God.
Kid Rock, what a fucking loser.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number 7, Bad Day by Daniel Powder. So you had a bad day. Shut the fuck up,
Daniel.
Shut up, Dan. Number 6, Only God Knows Why by Kid Rock. He's so whack, he made it on the list twice.
Right. I wonder if he's looking in the mirror when he wrote that.
Right.
It's curious.
Number 5, Hey Soul Sister by Train.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Terrible.
That's a bad song.
Terrible track. And why was it so popular? Who was like jamming to that?
Right. There were people out there like, oh my God, Train. The Train? Yeah, trains are great. Takes place.
Take the train away from this microphone. Or speaker, rather. Number 4, My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas.
That's, yeah.
My lovely lady lumps.
Yep. Oh, yeah, indeed.
Who wrote that? I know damn well Fergie didn't write that.
There's no way.
She is on this list here, future, though. Number 3, You're Beautiful by James Blunt.
Oh, beautiful.
It's true. Shut up, James.
Gross.
You sound stupid.
Just gross.
Number 2, our girl, Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie. What a terrible message to put out there.
It's a terrible message.
Also, it's a bad song.
Right.
Fergie, what? I mean, you want to talk about how people fall off. Where did the Black Eyed Peas go? Where's Fergie? None of them are doing anything.
Nope.
And maybe for good reason, because they're on this list.
I think will.i.am had that brief stint with the X-Men. I think that was the Wolverine movie, maybe one more movie, but that's it. That's all I got.
That's it. I don't know about the other the members of the band either.
Nope.
I don't know what they went on to do.
I check your local Chili's.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Denny's.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. That was your number 2.
Yes.
Right, so I will start with mine.
Kid Rock made the list twice, and Fergie made it twice through Black Eyed Peas.
I love that, actually. I'm going to start my number 10, Drops of Jupiter by Train.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one, too.
That's one. There's no way I can make this list and not have Nickelback on there. So, How You Remind Me.
Oh, no.
This is how you remind me. Oh, God.
What, didn't that make number 1
I think
on the Billboard charts?
I'm pretty sure it did.
You know what's crazy? I kind of like the song.
Oh, no.
I don't blame you for it being on there.
Aiden fell for some catchy crap. Number 8, Stars Are Blind by Paris Hilton. If you don't know it, look it up. And then when your ears start bleeding, I'm sorry.
Right.
But it's not good.
Oh, terrible.
Number 7, All Summer Long by Kid Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Just crap. Number 6, Bad Day by Daniel Powder. You had bad days. You know, I want to punch Daniel in the face, and then I'm like, oh, I'm not having a bad day anymore. That actually felt kind of...
What a fix.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Daniel. Number 5, Lips of an Angel by Hinder.
Oh, yeah.
Lips of an Angel. What?
And look at the lyrics to that, too. Just look at the lyrics. They're horrible.
Horrible, yeah. This is great because, like, when my kids were younger, it was always on. It was always on all the time. I don't know if any of them actually liked it, but I bagged on it constantly. Hey There, Delilah. Hey There, Delilah.
What's it like in New York City? 1,000 miles away.
No, don't do it. I'm not giving Plain White Tees any money.
Man, this song is shitty. Yes, it's true.
I like that part. That's my favorite part.
Thank you.
Number 3, You're Beautiful by James Blunt.
Our boy James Blunt.
James Blunt. Probably should have smoked a few blunts.
Yeah.
And then he wouldn't have wrote that shit. Number 2, Who Let the Dogs Out by the Baha Men. Now, the song was originally written in 1998, but not performed and famously or infamously by the Baha Men in 2000.
Yep.
So they just got it.
Just snuck in.
Yep, they did.
Who let the dogs out?
Woof, woof.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. That's a good one for sure. This had to be my number 1. It was on your list too. Lips of an Angel by Hinder.
That's so bad.
Such a terrible song.
Yeah.
Why was it always on the radio?
It was all the time. And like it was on the hard rock station, the metal station, like here in Chicago it's like 101.9, so it was like the station all the soccer moms listen to, the mix. Like it was everywhere. You couldn't get away from it.
It's like, stop fucking playing it, please.
Yeah.
It fits into none of these well. Because it's not a good song. It's
not. It's just not. My number 1 was actually on Aiden's list as well. Because it is lyrically, it's one of the most shit things ever written, which is My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas.
The Black Eyed Peas had a few, too.
They had a few.
Gotta get that boom, boom, boom. Oh. It's like, what are you talking about?
No idea. And then to top it off, and I think this was the beginning of the end for them, they did that Thanksgiving halftime show in Dallas.
Oh, shit.
If you remember. And not only were they bad and they didn't sound good, but they were lip-syncing parts and other parts they weren't.
Right.
And it wasn't working out quite right. And not only that, but then they had like an electrical light problem with some of the star things on the stage. And like that was all...
It was kind of a nightmare.
It was a nightmare performance. It was not good. Like, I feel that was the beginning of the end for the Black Eyed Peas.
Right. Also, look up the original lyrics and song title to Let's Get It Started.
Well, I know started is not the original word.
No, it's not.
Let's get something else, which is not a great choice of words.
No.
And then begs the question, why? Why would you write that? I don't...
Did will.i.am write that?
Right. Hey, man, let's get... And then you're like, really?
Yeah. It's like, whoa, buddy.
Wait, what are we doing here?
I understand it's the 2000s, but still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not great. But I'm sure there's some we missed. So I always say, reach out to us on the socials, see us on the street, tackle us, whatever. And let us know. Hey, you missed this, you missed that, or hey, how about that song? We love the interaction. So,
yes, that Paris Hilton was a good call.
Thank you. Yeah, because I saw it in, because like I immediately had 5 on my list.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, that was bad. And then when the Baja Men came up, I'm like, ooh, did they qualify? And then I was like, yeah, it didn't become popular until 2000. I'm like, yep, you're in. I said, that's great. But then I saw Paris Hilton on a couple of lists. I'm like, that's right. She had a couple of songs. Yeah. I'm like, holy crap.
Damn.
It was not great.
Not good at all.
Not good at all. That takes us to Review Preview. It's an article I write for The Entertainer magazine. Eric Sanchez, what's up, homie? And that's where I review a movie and preview a movie. Some weeks there's just not many bangers at the theater, so I'm not gonna go just to spend $100 to watch a freaking movie. Unless I go on a Tuesday. That's, I don't know where in the world you are. Tuesdays seem to be kind of, at least in the region here, seem to be the cheap days. So if you're kind of not sure about a movie, cheap day is the way to go, because then you're only spending $5.
True.
So I was actually kind of excited for this movie because I've seen all of them in the series so far, including Annabelle and including The Nun, and that is the Conjuring series.
Oh, yeah.
So Conjuring Last Rites is at the theater, and it is spooky season, so I was kind of like, yeah, I should do this. So it's the final installment of the story of real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga. They do a fantastic job. The movies are based on many incidents the Warrens said were real, culminate a well-known case of a haunting that the Warrens investigated in the 1980s in Pennsylvania. With the Smurl family said strange, terrifying occurrences, including levitation. Frighten the family. The Smurl case is the basis for the final film. The film is dark, creepy, ties in concepts from all the other films, which is really cool. While it lacked really good jump scares, which I like if you can make me jump off my chair, I curse and I'm like, oh, you guys. I kind of like that. There weren't a lot of that, but it succeeded in being consistently creepy throughout. If I'm getting the little chills, the little goosey bumps and those sorts of things throughout the movie, which I did get, bueno. Good job. So that's kind of how this one operated. Not too many jump scares, but definitely creepy stuff throughout. And I like the build. Some people don't like it as much. Because so slow in the beginning. I'm like, will you let something marinate for a minute?
Right, you got to tell a story.
You don't eat the Italian beef after it's sitting in the crock pot for 5 minutes, right? Let it marinate, and then it becomes brilliant. Same thing with a movie, especially a spooky movie, a good spooky movie, where you let let it cook. Let it cook for a while.
Let him cook.
Let it build, because then inside, as it's building, your anxiety and everything else starts to build. And that's, I think, what makes a really good horror movie, and that's exactly what this one did. So when you get to the end, you're already a mess. You're just like, no.
Right.
And there's some people in the theater that get vocal in movies. I typically don't, but in a good horror movie, you're gonna hear me. If you're sitting around me or within that, I'll sit there, I'll be like, oh fuck, I'll just do that, and which gets some chuckles from people around me. And some things where this woman's on the phone, right? And it's the 1980s, so it's one of those corded phones with the long cord, because mom's got to move about the kitchen while she's on the phone with the neighbor. And so she's doing it. All of a sudden the cord just starts to pull into this, not a closet, a pantry. Yeah. So it's pantry, and the pantry's dark, but the door's open, and you just see the cord getting pulled into the pantry, into the darkness. And then she glances back at it, and then the cord releases, and then she's back to her, and then the cord's pulling.
Oh my god!
And literally, the cord pulls hard enough that the receiver pulls out of her hand and gets pulled into the pantry, and loudly I go, nope. I was nope. I'm nah, fuck that. Where's the front door? Yeah. I'm out of here. Whoever's in that pantry, It's yours. I'll get the deed to you. I am out of here. I am gone.
They just wanted to talk on the phone.
Oh, yeah. But this one girl starts cracking up. I was like, nope. I was like, I am out. Oh, man. But that's, once again, that's a sign of a good scary movie. Especially one that deals with things that may or may not be real. Things like, demonology and things like that, stuff with the Catholic Church and exorcisms. It's like when the Catholic Church has hundreds of priests and nuns that are trained to do exorcisms, do you think they're just doing it because they're bored or because there's some shit going on? And I do think there is kind of the yin yang, right? I mean, there's good, and how do we know if there's good if we don't know what evil is? And I think there's good and evil in this world, and I just am under the impression, Christianity or Catholicism aside, that there's just this evil and we don't know what it is. But like when bad shit happens, sometimes it's like, who did that? Because I'm who done it? I can't see them, but they're there. I know they're there. But yeah, so that's why I like things like this when it comes to exorcism or demonology, ghosts, all that kind of shit. That's always had me. That's always had me for sure. The preview is, once again, it's now a series because this is the third one. It's called Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out Mystery.
That's fun.
Oh, my God. Well, first of all, Daniel Craig's a G, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he was a great Bond, and he's just great in everything he does. It's the third installment of Knives Out, and this mystery is written and directed by Rian Johnson, who's done them all, and he does a great job with that. Standalone sequel to Glass Onion, which was really good. That was in 2022. And so Daniel Craig reprises his role as Master Detective Benoit Blanc. The ensemble cast also includes, get this, Josh O'Connor, Glenn Close, Josh Brolin, Mila Kunis, Jeremy Renner, Kerry Washington, Andrew Scott, Kaylee Spaney, Daryl McCormick, and Thomas Hayden Church.
Yowza.
What a cast. What a cast. And each one of these movies does have a really good cast. I think like the last one was like Edward Norton and Batista, and like there were excellent actors in that one too.
Right.
Anyway, this movie looks awesome. It takes place. It looks like it looks like a cemetery, but it kind of looks like an old Scottish one with all the old buildings and all kinds.
Oh, that's cool.
Like it looks really super cool. And the movie hits theaters nationwide. Actually, I think it's either this weekend. I think it might be this weekend.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So check it out.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's as fun for the actors to do like a murder mystery movie as it is for us to watch it. It's got to be a good time, right?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, it's so much fun, and these mysteries like these two, they can be scary. Like a good mystery can be scary too, which I think it has to have that combo of it's a mystery, so in your head you're trying to figure it out, but if you have those concepts and maybe a couple of jump scares
suspense,
and some suspense and all that, like I love that combo. Like that combo is really super awesome. So I was going to look that up real quick because I want to get the exact release date on that.
A little bit of live research.
Because I think I want to make sure that I had the day right on that. That is Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out. Oh, right now 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Promising.
So that is definitely promising. Oh, it says initial release September 6th.
Oh, so she's already out. She's ready to be watched. She's out.
She's ready to roll. So good. Get to the theater.
Go check it out.
I know I will at some point for sure. All right, before we take our next break, we have While You Were Sleeping, and that is something Aiden does each and every week, where whether it is a game or it's YouTube content, it is a show, a movie, a book, it could be anything that we just kind of slept on or maybe forgot even, and Aiden brings that shit back.
So true.
Yeah, what do you got, man?
Today I took a little bit of a detour.
Uh-oh.
A detour, not necessarily headed to the Badlands, but I figured while you were sleeping, open-sourced softwares have been making life easier.
Oh, I love that.
I've gotten these questions a few times from coworkers or acquaintances who kind of don't know where to start on their YouTubing or podcasting journey, and it's really, really easy.
Okay.
It's way easier than anyone really thinks because of these excellent open source softwares. You don't have to go bankrupt giving your money to dogshit companies like Adobe. Don't do it.
Okay, fair.
Don't do it. Just get yourself a decent quality mic, and I still use a webcam for my recordings. I think it's like an $80 or $90 webcam. As long as it gets decent frame rate and looks good, you can fix most things in software. Speaking of software, OBS, which is Open Broadcaster Software, is completely free. It is video recording, desktop recording, game recording, editing software that is super easy to use. It took me like an hour or two playing around with it to just like, oh, okay, I get it now. So super easy. You don't have to download any like weird like freeware, spyware type shit to like screen record or anything. Just get OBS. It's free and very easy to use. DaVinci Resolve, free video editing software.
Oh.
Absolutely free. It's what I use. You can program it to, like if you come from like Adobe Premiere, you can, there's like a preset where it functions similarly to Adobe Premiere, like where the buttons are, it'll feel familiar. So super easy to use, especially if you have previous video editing experience. You can transition over super, super well, and it's free. It's open source, so highly recommended. Audacity is free audio recording and editing software.
That's what we use,
Super convenient. It's, of course, free. And super intuitive. Like, not at all difficult to use. There's, like, little tips and tricks. It might take me a while to, like, get through them if I were to try to. But super easy to use. And then Ableton Live Lite. If you're interested at all in music production, creating your own music, Ableton Live Lite is free. You can do, I think they limit it, so you can only do like 8 tracks of MIDI or audio at a time. You have to like pay to get anything more than that. But if you're just getting into music production, you just like playing around with it, 8 tracks is totally fine.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So yeah, that's what I recommend. If you're interested in music or content creation, podcasting, YouTube, those are clutch to have. You don't have to spend a dime on software because people make good software and release it for free. Yep. And if you have a bunch of money, you can tip them, donate, whatever, but they're all free. So that's OBS for video recording, DaVinci Resolve for video editing, Audacity for audio recording and editing, and Ableton Live Lite if you're into music.
That's awesome. That's a really great thing to talk about. And let me ask this, because obviously if people are listening to this and they've been stewing on things for a while, they've been thinking of getting into podcasting or gaming or any of that sort of thing. From an equipment standpoint, now these are all softwares, production that they can utilize to share their content, right? And it doesn't cost them a dime, as you said, if they want to donate, which I think is a good idea, donating to some of these companies that provide this open source free software. But from an equipment standpoint, what would you tell someone? They're like, okay, great, I have this laptop that I'm working off of, or I just have this little Dell box or whatever. Like, do you think there are limitations within some? Is there stuff that they should have to do this?
Good question. I would say most like modern laptops should be able to run these softwares plus a decent mic. Most webcams on laptops are decent. You can upgrade. You can get a little like USB webcam. That's literally what it is. I have a USB webcam and the microphone is through USB also. So you don't need like expensive audio desks or anything unless you really are into that. I don't have the money to be into that. So it's more so like if you have an older computer or an older laptop, it may struggle. It may like chug along really difficult if you're running these softwares and trying to record yourself playing a video game with, audio and video recording while running a game while the computer's trying to keep up with it. It can be difficult. But if you have decent hardware You should be able to run all of it fine. There's a lot of good microphone brands out there. The last mic we used for this show, I think, was just like a $20 or $30 USB plug-and-play microphone. It sounded okay, which is why I eventually upgraded, because I wanted us to sound better than okay. So we're using the HyperX Quadcast 2 microphone, which is a bit pricier. It's like 180 bones. I'm still using the Logitech webcam, like I said. That's like $90. So you don't have to go crazy. If you have a phone in your pocket, you can record video.
That's true.
And you don't need a webcam. You just have to learn how to sync up audio and video, which isn't that difficult either. So yes, you can do it. There can be hardware limitations. So if your laptop is old and it already feels a little slow, you might have to upgrade your hardware before you can get started.
Sure.
So something to think about for sure.
Okay. No, that's really interesting. And you mentioned the phone. Now, we recorded live in the field when we did Town's Time Forgot, which we have to get to a part 2. We've been talking about it. I think we know where we're going. We just have to kind of plot it out. One of the things that we made mention of, because Aiden, I believe, used his phone for a lot of that recording, which I think the phone, and that was an iPhone, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We did that?
Yeah.
I think it did a good job. The one thing that we had in the field, because literally we were in fields for some of this, is the wind.
The wind is rough.
And so it's really hard, and then there's a lot of stuff you have to do in post to kind of drown that out, which you can speak to it better than I can. It's a pain in the ass. So what sort of devices are there? And I think I've seen them. Like every once in a while, I'll see someone. Like there was this girl the other day, and she was doing content. She was holding that looked like a little fuzzy caterpillar, and she was holding it in her hand. But the sound was real crisp.
Yes, yeah. So that is one of the issues. Like especially with phones, the video is going to look great. The audio is a little more sus, especially if it's windy. So yeah, you can do lavalier mics, which just pin onto your shirt somewhere, or you can do those little, I think they're like Rode mics, that just is this tiny little black box, and there's a microphone on the end, and then you just put some type of pop filter on it. It sounds fantastic. I think those are a touch pricey, but really for good quality audio, you kind of have to shell out, especially for like mobile devices like that. But yeah, that's also something, if you're out in the field and it's windy, you're just going to need to find a way to get better audio.
Oh, for sure.
Which does indeed mean spending money.
Yeah, that's it. But all in all, you can get started on the cheap.
Damn right.
Sure. And that was really great. Thanks for bringing that up, Aiden. And that was while you were sleeping. We're going to take a quick break and finish up with, of course, our beer review and the world of weird news. All right, we're back, everybody. The Mark Mo Show podcast. I'm Mark Maloney. I'm your host, along with the co-host Aiden Maloney. Also produces this fine show. We're now in the home stretch with our beer review. The only beer review.
The official beer review.
The only official beer review. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so true.
It is very true. You'll never find another one like it.
And you know, I know it's tough, but we will drink beer for you.
It's, you know what, we've been burdened with this task.
Indeed we have.
And we must do it. It's for the people, damn it.
It is for the people. Will you please review beer? Oh, well,
see if we can fit it in, yeah.
We'll fit it in there somewhere. Well, this week, and we often use our Untapped app as well. We keep track of our rankings and things of that nature. Maybe we'll do a year-end review of some of our latest and greatest. Maybe we'll just drink beer for the whole show.
That's a great idea.
I think it's a fantastic idea. So we'll get on there, and we will maybe talk about some of those. But at any rate, we're going to drink this fine concoction and grade that out. So, Aiden, what do we have this week?
This week, Shotgun Wedding is the name of the beer. It is an American brown ale by Country Boy Brewin'.
Yeehaw.
A regional brewery out of Lexington, Kentucky.
Love Lexington.
Right here in the US of A. A brown ale aged on vanilla beans. We'll be ranking this on a scale from 0 to 5 based on how much we like it. We're using the Untapped app on our phones. It's free. We're not sponsored. We just like using it. And we'll give some flavor notes for you. Rank it on a scale from 1 to 5. Per usual, let us know in the comments what you guys are enjoying today.
Indeed.
Slancha.
Here we go. Oh, can definitely get the vanilla.
Oh, yeah. Boy, that is nice.
Holy cow.
That is super nice.
You get the vanilla.
Yeah.
It's in no way overpowering, but you definitely get the hints of it. It is smooth as hell, guys. Holy hell.
Very smooth. The brown ale has this almost sharpness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Very refreshing, though. It's
I
not
like it.
It's not heavy. It doesn't feel super dark. But yeah, just vanilla-y and refreshing. God, that's really good.
That is a good beer.
That is very tasty. I believe either the first or second brown ale we've tried on the show.
I think so.
Yeah.
What I like about this is you don't get the vanilla until after you swallow the beer and it sits on your tongue for a second.
Yeah.
And then you get that little bit of taste of vanilla in it. But like I said, it's in no way overpowering. It's just like, hey, I'm here. But it's very smooth. Leaves no bad taste on the palate at all. That could be a beer you can easily down.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Without it. Like some IPAs that are a little bit more bitter, a little bit harsh. Those aren't exactly those types of beers. You know, those are the ones you just kind of sip and you don't down, because of the bitterness, I guess if you want to call it that.
Right.
But this is in no way that.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. I bet we're drinking them straight out of the can, of course. I bet if you were to put this into a pint glass
and let it breathe a little bit.
Let it breathe a little bit, let your nose experience a little more of the beverage before it hits your tongue, I bet it would even be better like that.
I think you're right. That's a good comment because I was thinking about it breathing a little bit. And I think maybe you'd get those vanilla notes maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah. Even as is out of the can, it's fantastic.
It's really good.
Yeah. I quite enjoy that.
Hats off to, was it Triangle Liquors? Who was it that I got this from?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't there.
No, I was talking to you about it earlier. Oh. The one across, the one by the university.
Trail In. In Valparaiso.
There's a lovely young woman that works there, and she had made mention, we're going to try, because I had mentioned that we do some beer reviews on the podcast. She's like, oh, that's really great. Next time you're in, let me know. I'll let you know when we get all these new beers. She's like, we're going to start doing that a lot more. I'm like, you are my new best friend.
My man.
You have no idea. So when I went in to get beers last night, it was exactly that. They don't have a massive select. They're not Benny's in Chicago by any stretch. But for the stock that they do have a great variety.
Yeah.
They really do, from all over. I should talk to them about getting Irish Death from Seattle.
Ooh, now that's an idea.
Because I would love to review that on here, or we could just talk to Alex and have her ship you some.
Right, that's true.
She could do that too. But that was one we had out on the West Coast, and that was fantastic.
It was wonderful.
There was one in Montana I wouldn't mind getting. It's called Bong Water.
Oh, Bong Water.
It's really good. It is really, really good. I actually brought that back for the station manager at WVLP. I brought him that beer. And he was like, wow, that's good. I'm like, I got you.
Yep. We got that Bong Water.
We got that Bong Water. Actually, it's my own Bong. No.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I don't live in Illinois. I can't pull that off.
Right.
But at any rate, God, this is good.
It's very tasty.
Let's look at this flavor profile on the app. Smooth, check. Vanilla, check. Sweet, I don't know.
I didn't get a lot of sweet.
Like I said, you get a little bit of the vanilla notes, but I didn't get sweet. Malty, yeah. Light-bodied, yeah. I think that's all right on the money.
Yeah. I gave it light-bodied, malty, vanilla, smooth. I gave it sharp as well. That's really good. I'll give that a 3.75 out of 5. That is very tasty.
Yeah, it is definitely good. I went a little bit better than that. I went 4.25.
4.25, nice.
I really enjoyed it. That is definitely something I could see myself keeping the fridge. Now, mind you, I'm a PBR guy. I go into the bars here locally, and they literally just set it on the counter like I'm that predictable.
Yeah. Well, you are that guy.
I am that guy.
You're the Peeber guy.
I'm the Peeber guy. PBR, by the way, you should really kind of kick in at this point.
Sponsor us.
I think, maybe
give us
just
money.
A little bit.
Yeah.
For sure.
You could pay us in PBRs, actually.
I would.
Now that's an idea.
I would actually be okay with that.
Yeah. I know they have money.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Based on my bar hopping abilities across the region and noticing that all the bars keep the big, the 16 ounce?
The pints, yeah.
Yeah, the 16 ounce cans, and when I visit, that gets depleted.
Yes.
A little bit, for sure. But at any rate, like, I go into these bars, and whether it is my doing or not, I know a lot of these bartenders, bar managers, things like that, and they all say it's like one of their most popular.
Yeah.
And you deliver it, so you would know too.
Yep, it goes pretty well. That old style goes pretty well.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. I don't know when, like, PBR and old style became more in vogue, but it definitely is now, for sure.
It's just been over the last few years. Like, Hamm's is back.
Even back.
Stroh's.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I kind of love that, actually.
Yeah, like people kind of swaying more towards the full-bodied lagers instead of the light lagers.
Right.
If they're going out, it makes the easy drinking beer more pleasant, in my opinion.
I think so, too.
More pleasant and flavorful.
I had a buddy growing up, and his dad, like I am to PBR, his dad was to Old Milwaukee, and he used to have that. He used to have that all the time. And I snuck one time, and at that time I'm a kid practically. Yeah. I was just like, why would he drink this? And now that I'm older, I'm like, I know why he drank that.
Yep.
Life is hard, which requires a hard beer.
A little Old Milwaukee.
Milwaukee in your life, no doubt.
Yep.
Oh, man, that is great. But this was a good beer, man.
Yeah. I got a couple badges unlocked on the app, too.
I didn't.
No, that happens to me sometimes.
Yeah. What did you get?
For the can, level 63. Canning is all the rage. It's 315 check-ins with the serving style of can. Cheers to independent U.S. craft breweries, level 59.
Ooh,
that's pretty fun.
I love how you're at all these high levels, and I get excited. I'm like, ooh, I'm level 8, and Aiden's like, oh, baby earned his level 8.
Oh, man, it is fun, though.
Oh, there's no doubt. And I love going back. The cool thing about, once again, we're not paid. Should be.
Yeah.
The cool thing about the Untapped app is you can go back, and it keeps track of your scores, where you drank, what you drank, all that kind of stuff. And I love doing that because, life's hard. Right. So like if you went to that one bar and had that one beer, we're like, God, that was really good. But then like weeks later, be like, oh, where was I when I had that? If you just keep track in your app,
that's true.
You can kind of scroll back and be like, oh, that's what I had.
Yeah. Or like you pick up a craft beer from somewhere, you can't find it anywhere else. Oh, where did I pick it up? You can find out.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Yeah, it's good to know.
But this beer, I think, especially if you enjoy vanilla or brown ales for that matter, I think you'll enjoy this.
Yeah, it doesn't like punch you in the mouth with vanilla. It's just like...
It's just there.
It's just there. It's there giving you a good time.
Right. And God, what was it? The last show or the show before last where we had that one where it said like cherry or whatever was supposed to kind of be the main...
Oh, was that the cider?
I think that might have been the black cherry cider, and we were just like, okay, we got this, and this. I'm not getting the cherry. Yeah. Like it just that did not step up front. Like, hi, I'm Black Cherry. Nice to meet you.
Right.
It almost wasn't there, at least for me.
Yeah.
Which was interesting, but this is definitely there.
Yes, I would agree. The vanilla definitely shows itself.
Well, that concludes our beer review, but we cannot finish this podcast without the world of weird news. And I think Aiden and I have some quickies here for which I do love quickies. See out in tonight, Valpo. So I have to say that we have a little world of weird news. We have some quick stories. Aiden's like, think you like mine. I think I like. What do you got?
I've got another one. Another one. A recent story I did involved a Guinness World Record. I think it was like a kebab wrap. Remember that one?
Yeah.
The kebab wrap?
My God. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So I found another Guinness World Record Man spits table tennis ball at wall 51 times in 30 seconds.
Let's go.
So, September 9th, this is from UPI journalist Ben Hooper. A serial Guinness World Record breaker took some time during an ocean cruise to spit a table tennis ball at a wall and break one of his own records.
That's amazing.
David Rush, who holds the most concurrent Guinness World Records titles at more than 181 of them,
oh damn,
said he was, quote, somewhere in the North Atlantic Ocean aboard the Disney Wonder cruise ship when he broke the record for most table tennis balls bounced against a wall with the mouth in 30 seconds. For the third time.
Wow.
He originally set the record at 43 bounces, besting that in 2024 with 47 bounces at the Guinness World Records headquarters in London. He managed to break the record for a third time with 51 bounces on day 5 of his cruise.
Oh, no.
Quote, to the casual eye, it might look goofy, but trust me, this record is deceptively difficult, he wrote online. The spit has to be perfectly aimed. Too much pressure and the ball rockets higher than expected. Too little, it drops low and slows you down. Every bounce is a split-second calculation, pressure, angle, timing.
What the hell?
So in 30 seconds, he spit and caught with his mouth a table tennis ball at the wall 51 times.
That's unreal.
That's almost 2 spit and bounces per second.
How the...
Right?
No way.
Right?
How the hell?
Set and broke his own record on a cruise. My man.
Well, I mean, went on a cruise.
I know, when in Rome, right? But yeah, my man.
That's unbelievable.
Not to mention his other 180 Guinness World Records. I'm sure they're all kind of goofy like that, but...
They gotta be, right?
I mean, if it takes skill, it takes skill, you know?
Yeah, this dude's got it, apparently. Oh my god, I'm actually looking at the you can go on YouTube and find this dude. You can find the
video. Yeah.
You can find this dude. This is hilarious. I'm not going to say what it looks like he's doing. I cannot...
Some things are best experienced with one's own eyes.
Yeah, you know? That's unbelievable. Okay, I'm watching it now. He literally... It looks like a glass wall or so.
Yeah, like a mirror.
I cannot...
It's so... He's so quick with it.
That's unbelievable.
He's so precise.
He's no. Okay, all right. Putting the phone down. I can't. No. That's great for you. Good.
Yeah.
Good job. Just watch it, please. Please watch it. It's hysterical. I also have a World of Weird News today for. Oh, sorry. World of Weird News. For somebody breaking records.
No way.
I do. This is unbelievable. And I'm glad we didn't pick the same one. Spanish man breaks record for fastest backward 100 meter in heels.
Oh my god. In heels.
September 8th UPI. A serial Guinness World Record breaker.
Another
one. From Spain defeated one of his own titles.
Wow.
By running 328 feet backward in 16.55 seconds while wearing high heels.
Wow.
Christian Roberto Lopez Rodriguez broke. Do you like that? broke the record for the fastest 100 meters backwards in high heels, which he previously set at 20.05 seconds during an appearance on a Spanish TV series called La Noche de los Records.
Wow. The Night of the Records?
The Night of the Records. That would be very good.
You know what? He had good time save, though. He took almost 4 seconds off.
4 seconds off.
That's remarkable.
The record-keeping organization's rules for the record required Rodriguez's shoes to have heels of at least 2.76 inches and be no wider than 0.59 inches at the tip. Rodriguez currently holds more than 80 Guinness World Record titles, including the fastest 400 meters in clogs, 1 minute and 1.38 seconds, the fastest 100 meters wearing flip-flops, 12.10 seconds. The fastest mile traveled while balancing a pool cue on his finger. 5 minutes and 5. Now, are we just assuming no one else is doing this? So he just does it once, so he's the world record holder?
But then again, he's holding 80 some odd world records, right?
Yeah.
Which means he's uncontested. He's too good.
He's uncontested.
He's too good.
The fastest 100 meters on a space hopper.
What is that?
What's a space hopper? You might have to do some real time.
Yeah.
29.91 seconds. The fastest 100 meters carrying an egg on a spoon in the mouth.
Oh, wow.
17.21 seconds. And the fastest 50 meters backwards wearing swim fins. 8.82 seconds.
That's awesome.
That's my guy.
That's great. I just found out what a space hopper is.
Okay.
It's a yoga ball with a handle on top.
No.
Yeah. It's just a yoga ball with a handle.
Oh my god.
He bounced his way to the quickest 100 meters on a space hopper.
My guy.
My man.
You know what? That's called a space hopper. We didn't call that a space hopper in the 70s and 80s. I think that was called a hip hop.
Oh.
A hippity hop. Hippity hop is what it was called.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because you'd get that, and like you could barely get your legs around the damn thing. But you would just sit there and you'd bounce on this thing, and you'd do it 3 or 4 times until it launched you onto your neighbor's yard. And you're like, yeah, this hippity hop thing sucks.
Yeah.
So he set a world record on one.
Wow.
Hey, props to that dude.
My man. He is the GOAT.
He's the GOAT. He's the world record holder GOAT. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
My man.
See, we always find a way to end on a note of hilarity if we can, for sure. But that's the show for this week. We are rapidly approaching the end of Season 8. I think we're going to have one more interview along the lines here before we finish this season out, and then a couple of more episodes as well. But by all means, if you like, subscribe, share, all that kind of good stuff. This is the Mark Mo Show podcast. Also, listen in to my radio show, which is After Hours, Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Central, Friday nights, 8 p.m. Central. Make sure you listen in. And in addition to that, check out Aiden Spelled the Right Way. Lots of amazing gaming content, and you'll get a giggle in there too, for sure. Anything you want to close out with?
Nah, stay safe out there, people. Have a good one.
Stay safe, have a good one, and we will catch you next week.